All right, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Blue Pharaoh back in here with another thoughts video. Whew, just want to get my thoughts on what's going on in the gaming world. And a lot of it right now is centering around Sony. It's not the best look, but I'll talk about it. So apparently, Sony has shut down the online stores for PS3, PSP, and the PS Vita. So of these three consoles, I did own a PS3. I don't have it anymore. I also had a PSP. I never had a Vita though. So the biggest takeaway from this story is that there was a developer who recently, like in the last 2 or 3 months, bought a development kit for the PS Vita because the Vita, the Vita, while it wasn't the commercial success, there are people who still use their Vitas and like their Vitas very much. And so they were going to come out with a game on the Vita. And because of the cost of releasing games, a lot of these games are just released digitally, which makes a lot of sense. A lot of smaller developers do not have their games come to physical media when they can just release the game and, their fans just download the game. It makes a lot of sense. But with Sony shutting down the store, there will be no way for this developer to get their game out. It's not a good look. It's not a good look when you look at it at face value. When you look at it in regards to what the competition is doing, then it's just like, wow, that's cold. Because PS3, so that would be the 360 era. There are 360 discs that you can put into your Xbox One or your Xbox Series X, and it'll just play them. Not only that, but there also are upgrade packages where the game will run at a smoother frame rate. They'll touch up the graphics a little bit. It's just like, man, I know a lot of people like to crap on backwards compatibility. Why would you buy a new console to play old games? But the truth is, with every console generation, there's this gray area. I remember when the Super Nintendo came out, Capcom was still releasing Mega Man games on the NES for like years until they finally came out with Mega Man X for the Super Nintendo. Right now, we're in the gray area. Games that have been in development for PS4, Xbox One, they're going to release on PS4 and Xbox One. They might get a next-gen patch. They might not. Speaking of next-gen patches, another thing that Sony's been in the news about lately. So they have the whole Avengers thing. Now, initially, when this game was announced, I was like, all right, cool. I mean, I'm an Avengers fan, of course. Then the demo came out. We started seeing the game. I was like, maybe I'll pass on it. But then they were like, well, Sony is going to have Spider-Man. Like, Spider-Man as a character is going to be exclusive to the Sony version of this game. I was like, oh, okay, that's okay. And then they put it on PS Now, Avengers. So you got PlayStation users who, you have a PS4, that's fine. But if you have a PS5, you would probably want to play that game on your PS5 because, I mean, why not? But you would still be playing the PS4 version. Like there just seems to be a lot of confusion about like which version people are playing on their PS5. On Xbox, it's real easy. They have this thing called smart delivery, where they just the game is, you're playing the best version of the game for your machine. People were having problems getting their save files from PS5. It was a mess. Now, I don't play Avengers, so I'm like, but that's, no, just no. And then there's another thing. There was an article where Sony was talking about basically supporting blockbuster games. Now, you can read into this however you want. I know the PS5 is going to be fine. Where is it going to rank in the whole, lexicon of, not lexicon, but in the whole range of consoles when it's all said and done? I mean, we don't know. We're still in the first year. A lot of people are taking it to mean that Sony's only going to put their muscle behind the God of Wars, the Lasts of Us, the Spider-Mans, when that's actually the opposite of what brought them success. I don't care how you slice it. What makes a console successful is the variety of the games on the console. Everybody that has a PlayStation 4, they use it uniquely. It's unique to them. Some people only play strictly shooters, and that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Some people only play RPGs. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Some people only play the games exclusive to that console. Look, there's nothing wrong with that. However you use your PS4, your Xbox, your Switch, that's up to you. But what makes a console successful is variety. First, it's the killer app that gets you in the door. And then what makes you buy more and more content are the games that look intriguing. A lot of PlayStation games, some people say, they're walking simulators, or you just head from one place on a map to another, keep your eyes glued on the map. And, however you feel about it is fine. But what cannot be denied is Sony's push for these blockbuster games. And I get it. I mean, you want to make money. You in business to make money. So I say it all the time. Businesses will business. Their decisions don't necessarily have you in mind. They might, I don't feel like any of these companies do anything special for me specifically. Now, if they do something and I can get value from that, then fine. But there's no way that I can play every game. There's no way that I can use every service. Like, I have a free month of PS Now just sitting in a box somewhere. But like, I got a Switch, I got a I got all these games, and I got Game Pass. So, I mean, there's not nothing that's like, oh, I gotta have that. So I'll just chill. You know, gamers are getting smart, and like, this is where Game Pass comes in. A lot of people are saying, Sony's trying to get something akin to Game Pass. I don't think so. Game Pass was born out of a need for variety. I mean, I love what Game Pass has done. There's so many games that I've played that I would not have played otherwise had it not been for Game Pass. I had GameFly back in the day, in the PS3, Xbox 360, Wii era. And like, I rented so many games and played so many games that I probably would not have bought otherwise. Because when you sit here and, at $60 a pop, and back then I used to get like, one or two a month. But then at some point, let's say you get 2 games a month for 6 months. That's 12 games. So it's like, how much time are you putting into them games? You put 20 hours. I mean, like, you do the math. That's a lot of time. What Game Pass has done is it's taken the risk. Like, oh my gosh, I remember I bought Evolve. Day one, I was intrigued by the whole 1 versus 4 aspect of the game, and like, I got burned on it. That doesn't happen with Game Pass. You can try a game. The only risk is the space and the time that you use to download it. That's it. If you like a game, you continue to play it. If you don't, then you can delete it. You play something else. And there are literally hundreds of games in there. Now, the knock on Game Pass that I hear is, oh, those are old games. Those are games nobody wants. But like, every game is somebody's favorite game. So every game is somebody's favorite game. I like the Game Pass model because for someone like me who just likes to play different types of games, with that subscription, all I got to do is, pick out games that I want to play. Because games fall through the cracks. There are games I have that I'll say, I'm going to just wait on that. Right? And we still don't know how the market is going to treat these next-gen games. Dog, $70 a pop? Come on, son. Come on, son. And like, I know you'll say, oh, well, there's reviews. There's, you can read up on the game. You can do all your homework. But listen, it doesn't matter how gifted someone is at explaining how a game works. You can't there's no substitute for experiencing something yourself. I can watch all the documentaries on Japan that I want to. But that doesn't mean that I can say that I've been to Japan. The only way for me to say that is to actually get on a plane and go over there. So, like, y'all know, I love Overwatch. There are people who say Overwatch is trash, or there are people who don't like it, and that's fine. You know, I'm not here to say you wrong because you don't like such and such game. But imagine if somebody reviewed the game, didn't like it, and then colored my perception of the game, a game that I love. You see what I'm saying? There are games that people say are terrible that people love, and vice versa. Like, there are people who don't like Breath of the Wild. There are people who don't like... You get what I'm saying. Anyway, I've talked way too long, so I'm going to end this one here. I did beat Final Fantasy VII Remake. Seeing Cloud in his natural environment was awesome. Seeing Sephiroth in his natural environment, oof. And like, they just, Smash Brothers, I'm just say this and then I'm out. They keep nailing the feel of these characters. It's amazing. I can't wait to see who's next. Anyway, Blue Pharaoh out. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.